This conference will now be recorded.
Are you able to see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. So we have discussed about different types of inheritances in last class. Now we are going to start up with the next concept, that is what is meant by overriding.
Okay.
Function overriding. What is meant by function overriding?
Function overriding, like, is it like in the base class, if you want to, like, okay, so for example, like if you are calling a function from, in the case of inheritance, like it may go to the parent class. So if you want to call it from the base class, you have to override the function.
I'm not able to hear your voice properly. There's
Okay.
some disturbance.
Okay, so that, like, if we want to, for example, like in the case of parent and child class, like if you want to call a function from the like a child class in another, like if from another class, then like in the default case it will go to the parent class, but if you want to call it from the child class, you have to override the function, right?
Okay. Fine. Now you just observe this particular class.
Mhm.
Mm. Could you please tell me the output of this program?
Okay, can you go run? It's a d dot sum, right? So
Yeah.
it will be like, is it 220?
220.
Yeah,
Why it is 220?
because like if it is here, it is self dot getter, right? So it will first look in the derived class.
Okay.
Yeah, so there is like 100 over there.
Mm.
So in the second case also it will look the like it will get the 100, but in the third case, since there's no get b in the derived class, it will go to the base class and get the value 20, right?
Okay.
So the sum will be like 220.
Okay. See, whenever you call any function, first thing what control will do is it will look for the specific method in the derived class itself. In the same class, it will look. It gives the priority for the same class functions.
Okay.
Got it right?
Yeah.
Self get a means in current class we will look for get a function which is available over here, which returns 100. Then
Yeah.
again self dot get a we are calling. First preference that it gives to our current class, it looks for the current class. Here get a function is there which
Yeah.
returns 100.
Yeah.
Got my point, right?
Yeah.
Next, so 100 plus 100, then self dot get b.
Yeah.
First control will check for get b function in its own class. As it is not there, then by seeing this it will go to base class.
Yeah.
In the base class get b is there which returns 20.
20. Yeah.
So 100 plus 100 plus 20, 220 will be displayed.
Yeah.
Got it right?
Yeah.
Now, how can we avoid this particular situation?
We need functional overriding.
No. I mean, this is a situation where base class get a function is not getting invoked only.
Yeah.
Correct, right?
Yeah.
How many ever times you are calling get a, it looks for get a in its own class.
Parent.
So
Yeah.
base class get a is not getting visible only.
Yeah.
Now if I need to make base class function to be visible, what should I need to do now?
Like either you had to put like d is equal to base class.
Otherwise,
No, I cannot do that because, or you can do like is it like is it like self like base dot get a?
no. We have got a concept of super.
Okay.
Super word which is meant for looking for the methods in the base class only.
Okay.
Got my point, right?
Yeah. So it will be like super.
Super is a keyword which looks for the method in base class only. So
Okay.
super.getA means from base class we'll get getA function, and self.getA means it looks for the getA function in the derived class.
Okay.
Then self.getB, it looks for the getB function. As it is not available in local class, it looks for the base
Yeah.
class. Got my point, right?
Yeah.
In this way, we can get the result.
Ah.
Okay.
Yep.
Now we can see that is what super. Super basically it can refer to base class variables, base class functions, and if you have base class constructors also. Got it, right?
So what if I have like hierarchical inheritance, like so that there will be like there will be like two parents for a base class.
That's what. Whenever you are calling get a,
Okay.
two parents will be there. Hierarchical inheritance. One parent only will be there. Two childs.
No, like for example, like
Got my
if
point, right?
for example, like if the base class over here, no, if there's a parent for the base class over here, and like and the getA function, there's a getA function in that parent class also. So in order to get the parent class from that class, then what should I do?
See, if you have two parent classes,
Okay.
you're getting my point, right?
Yeah.
If you have two base classes, whenever if you need to invoke same function, if it is available in two base classes, it will be tough for you to get the values from that. Got my point, right?
Yeah.
So that leads to ambiguity.
Okay.
You need to be very careful.
Yeah. No, my question is, if there's a there's a class A, okay, and the and the base class over here is the child of this class A, and the derived class is the child of the base class, and we have like getA functions in everywhere, but I want the getA function from the class A. Then can I use anything to get that getA?
Then what you have to do, that particular class, you need to create an object.
Okay. Then you have to call like
You're getting my point, right?
Yeah.
Correct. That way you have to call, because super is meant for looking the base class. Here, what will happen? Immediate base class also have the method, as well as above that particular class also have the method.
Okay. Then
So
it
there
will
raises an
yeah. Then like whether it will
issue.
look. So is it like look over the next available parent class, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Okay, na?
Yep.
Next. Same function I have explained over here. Okay, na? Okay. This is the special keyword now which we need to know. Now we'll go for next concept. Okay.
Okay.
Next concept is will go for exception handling. Okay.
Okay.
What is meant by exception handling? What is meant by exception, first of all?
Exception is something that if there is something wrong over there, it's not wrong. Like I'm not sure about that.
See, exception is a error which occurs during runtime of your program.
Oh yeah.
Okay, no?
Yeah.
It is a condition which terminates your program during its runtime.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, how many types of exceptions are there? How these exceptions can be handled? All those things we need to see right now.
Okay.
Got my point, right?
Yeah.
Listen this hierarchy first of all properly. Now, see, I'll tell you one scenario.
Okay.
See, in a company, we will be having one team lead. Okay, na?
Okay.
We'll be having a team lead who knows about the project completely.
Okay.
Got my point, right?
Yeah.
Next, under him, he will be having some subordinates. Let's assume that in a project we have got some 4 modules.
Okay.
Okay, na?
Okay.
Which each and every subordinate will be knowing about each and every module.
Okay.
So 4 subordinates are there. Each and every subordinate, he will be knowing about each and every module of the project.
Okay.
Got my point, right?
Yeah.
Team lead knows everything. Subordinates knows only one module of the project.
Yeah.
Now, in the same way, here also, we will be having base class as well as subclasses hierarchy. You're getting my point?
Yeah.
Now, see, we have base exception here.
Okay.
From that, we have got exception.
Okay.
We have got standard error.
Okay.
Okay, na? We have got so many sub errors like arithmetic error, then runtime error, environment error, lookup error, something like this. Okay, na?
Okay.
So many errors comes into picture. Syntax errors, all those things like this. We have got subclasses available.
Okay.
Got my point, right?
Yeah.
Now, why I said that project manager and subordinates, that story in the sense, let me tell you.
Okay.
Let's say tomorrow, if you want a client, let's say a client said, I want to know about this particular module. Could you please send some candidate in the sense?
Okay.
Your subordinate also can go because only one module they are asking.
Okay.
Got it, right?
Yeah.
Subordinate also can go. Otherwise, team lead also can go.
Okay.
Correct, right? Because
Yeah.
team lead knows everything about project. Subordinates knows about that particular module. Got my point, right?
Yeah.
Any doubts?
No.
Okay. Now, here, if you send subordinate, the performance will be more.
Yeah.
Okay, na? In our project wise, if you consider less budget, we'll assume.
Okay.
Okay, na? When it
Okay.
comes to real-time scenarios, see, base class, base exception will be there. Exception will be there. Standard error will be there. You got my
Okay.
point, right?
Yeah.
These are all the base classes which can hold information about all types of errors.
Okay.
Okay, na?
Yeah.
All the types of errors, what is happening, complete information will be available in these base classes.
Okay.
Any situation, these classes can handle it.
Okay.
Got my point, right?
Okay.
When it comes to your subclasses, this will handle only specific to arithmetic error. This is runtime error. This is that particular error. Like this, each and every subclass are designed for one particular type of exception.
Okay. So
Suppose if you are sure, yeah,
yeah,
tell me.
so like the base exception, the exception, and the standard exception, all this can handle every errors, right? Or is like only the
Yes.
base? Yeah, okay.
Okay, na?
Yeah.
Now, when it comes to this arithmetic exception, whenever if you are sure that your program will raise arithmetic error, at the time you go for arithmetic error only.
Okay.
You're getting my point?
Yes.
You are sure this program and this particular condition will raise arithmetic error, then handle it with arithmetic error only.
Okay.
Okay, na?
Okay.
Whenever if you are sure about runtime error, then you handle it with runtime error only.
Okay.
You got my point, right?
Yes.
Instead of going with base classes,
Just use that
you got my
particular.
point.
Yeah.
Whenever you are sure that this particular type of exception is going to occur, at the
Yes.
time use specific type of exception only.
Okay.
If you are going with the base classes, what will happen? It has to load all its subclasses,
Okay.
where performance will be degraded. Remember this.
Yeah.
If you are not sure, otherwise if you are getting more than 3-4 types of exceptions, in that case you just go for base class.
Okay.
Got it, right?
Yes.
Yes. So remember, base class will be there, subclasses, subclass to subclasses also. So many things are there. Whenever if you have a situation like you are not sure about the exception, and otherwise if you have more exceptions, at the time you go for base class. If you are
Okay.
sure about exception and only few types of exceptions are going to occur, in the sense you go for subclasses, don't go for base class.
Okay. So like, can we go for
Okay,
like,
now
yeah. So if we are not sure about the errors, can we go for either of the base, like base exception, or standard exception?
yes, you can go.
Okay.
Okay, now?
Yep.
Any doubts so far?
No.
Okay. Now, whereas for handling the exceptions, we have got certain what you say, exception handlers available in this program.
Okay.
Got my point, right?
Yes.
For handling the exceptions, we have got certain exception handlers available in our Python program language.
Okay.
What are those exception handlers and how that will handle? Let me tell you now.
Okay.
Okay, now?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, exception handlers are the keywords which is meant for handling the exception during runtime of the program. Remember,
Okay. Yeah.
exception handlers are the keywords which are meant for handling the exceptions during runtime of the program.
Okay.
Now, let me show you what are those exception handlers, how that will work. Okay, na?
Okay.
First exception handler is try. What is this try is all about? In the sense, try is a block of code which will act like a watchman.
Okay.
Okay, na?
Okay.
Try is a block of code which will act like a watchman. What it will do, it will check each and every statement. You're getting my point?
Yeah.
It will check each and every statement, whether the statement is correct, whether the statement is correct, whether the statement is correct. Like this, it will check. Okay, na?
Okay. Okay. So it will check A is equal to 10, B is equal to 0.
If
C
A,
is equal to
see, from here till here, whatever the code is available on the try, each and every line will be checked. Anywhere if you got exception, immediately control will be transferred to except block.
Okay.
You got my point, right?
Yes.
Any doubts?
No, I had out like, so in this case it is like C is equal to A by B, right? So whether it will like put
Yeah.
the values over there and divide it, or it will check whether it is possible, like is C is equal to A by B. Like, okay, so my question is like,
C
so
equal to A
here,
by B. 10 by 0, it is not possible, right?
yeah. So it will put the values of A
It is
and B
not
over
possible.
there. Okay. So it will compute
See,
the C is equal to A by B, right?
yeah, it will try to compute where whenever it is performing that operation, it will raise an exception.
Okay.
That is arithmetic operation, so arithmetic error.
Yeah.
You getting my point?
Yes.
See, if you are sure that it is going to raise arithmetic error, in the
Okay.
except block, you just specify arithmetic error.
Okay.
This is the subclass of base exception. You got my
Okay.
point, right?
Yeah.
Let me explain. See,
Yeah. I got
first,
it. Yeah.
we will be having try block
Then
as well as associated except block will be there.
Okay.
Okay, na?
Yes.
Try block is meant for monitoring the statements.
Okay.
Okay, na? Each and every statement it will be monitoring. Anywhere if exception has been occurred, let's say we have got some 5 lines of code. In the second line, if you got exception, immediately it will break the control over there and it will transfer to except block.
Okay.
Got my point, right?
Yes.
To which except block it will transfer, in the sense which kind of exception has been occurred, to the respective except block it will transfer the control.
Okay.
Okay, na?
Yeah.
Any doubts?
No.
For one try block, you can have more than one except block also.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any doubts?
No.
Any doubts?
No. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Where here, once if any exception has been occurred, immediately it will transfer the control to except block. Which exception has been occurred, to the respective except block, control will be transferred.
Okay.
Once the control has been transferred, what it will do, this except block will execute the block for showing the information to the user.
Okay.
Any doubts?
No. I'm good. So will it like we will so
Can I go
it
for
will,
next one?
sorry. Hello.
Can I go for next one?
Yeah.
Yeah, can I go for next one? Are you able to hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, is my voice clear, or any breakage is happening?
Last time there was some break. Now it's clear. Yeah.
Okay. Now, see, try block, what it will do, it will act like a watchman. It will check all the statements under try block.
Okay.
Whichever the statement is causing any issue, immediately control will break there only and it will transfer the control to except block.
Okay.
Okay, now?
So in this case,
Now,
it will check only for
for
arithmetic.
one try block, you can, yes.
Okay.
Okay, now?
Yeah.
Now, for one try block, you can have more than one except block also.
Okay.
There is no rule like only one except block need to be there.
Okay.
Where this try block will decide which exception has been occurred, to which except block control has to be transferred.
Okay.
Based on the exception occurred, control will be transferred to respective except block. Is that clear?
Yeah. So like if I don't know, okay, if there's a case which I don't know, like what error is occurred, so first I can use the base exception, then I can use I can check each of the exceptions over here, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Any doubts so far?
No, good. I have doubt. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So like, okay. So usually, if you are like, if you like, so if we put these values in, for example, our IDE, it will shows the error, right? Like, okay, if we put
Yes.
this, okay. So what's the advantage of using exception handling than like doing it in a normal way?
Coming to that.
Okay.
Say, whenever if you are not handling an exception, I will explain in a better way. Let me come to this. Now, you understood the hierarchy, right?
Yeah.
The base class, base exception, all those
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, say we have first line, second line, third line, fourth line, fifth line, sixth line, seventh line, eighth line. Okay, now?
Okay.
Now, let's say we have executed. Let's say we have executed this one, this particular code.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
One sec. One sec. We have got some 8 lines of code over here. We have executed this line, this line, this line, this line, something.
Okay.
Now, let's say in the third line, we have got error.
Okay.
Right now, there is no exception handling. You just consider. Okay, na?
Okay.
Whenever, if you don't have any exception handling available,
Okay.
what program will do, compiler will do in the sense, if you got any exception, it will break the program there only. It will show
Okay.
an error message to the user saying that there is an exception occurred in our program.
Okay.
You got my point, right?
Yeah.
That is what the problem.
Okay.
When it comes to exception handling, you just
Okay.
take an example of ATM machine
Okay.
or calculator.
Okay.
Whenever you are doing some calculation, some exception has been occurred, it will break the program in between, break the calculation in between. Okay, now?
Okay.
And it will show a message saying that sorry, I cannot do the operation.
Okay.
How do you feel?
Like,
You got my point, right?
yeah. Will it shows the which line number it will cost or no?
No. First, we won't speak about exception handling.
Okay.
We'll speak about normal situation.
Okay.
You got my point, right?
Yeah.
Let's write a program without any exception handling.
Okay.
What our compiler will do in the sense, each and every code it will interpret.
Yeah.
Each and every line it will interpret.
Yeah. Yeah.
If any situation, if you have got exception,
Okay.
what control will do, it will break your program there only,
Okay.
and it will show you the error message.
Okay.
So what you will think, that application is not working properly.
Okay.
That is what you will think. Correct, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Now, let's say if I insert a exception handler around this code,
Okay.
if any line, if you have got exception, control will skip that particular line. It will come to exception handler code and it will show a default message, sorry, I cannot do this operation, please try again. It won't stop your application in between.
Okay, so it will continue
right?
running the application.
Yes, it will continue running the application.
Okay.
That is what the speciality.
Okay.
Got it?
Yeah.
Any doubt?
No, good.
Okay, for doing this particular operation, that means in between, suppose if you have got any exception also, in between the program should not get terminated. It has to proceed further. It has to show a valid message to the user. For that particular sake only, we will take the help of this exception handlers.
Okay.
Got my point, right?
Yeah.
Now, defaultly, our compiler will come into picture for handling the exception.
Okay.
Or Python compiler. Okay, now?
Yeah.
Where it will terminate the program also for showing the error messages.
Okay.
Using that kind of situation is not a right way. Remember this.
Yeah.
Okay, now? You need to handle the exception and you have to display the error messages to the user. That is what the right way.
Okay.
You're getting my point, right?
Yeah, I got it.
You need to handle the situation. You have to display the error messages to the user. That is what the right way. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, where for doing that particular exception handling, we have got few options over here.
Okay.
Got my point, right?
Yes.
Under that first exception handler, what we are going to discuss is try block.
Okay.
Okay, now?
Yes.
Try block, what it will do, it will interpret each and every line of code.
Yeah.
Which is under it.
Okay.
Okay, na? Each and every line of the code will be checked. If you got anywhere the exception, this line like this, it will be checking each and every line.
Okay.
Anywhere if you got any exception, immediately it will transfer the control to respective block of try block, that is except.
Okay.
Got my point, right?
Yeah.
For each and every try block, we will be having except block associated. Try block work is just for checking the error messages and it will be transferring the control to except block. That is the only work.
Okay.
Okay, now?
Yeah.
Any doubts?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Try block work is, it is just for monitoring the statements and it will transfer the control to except block.
Okay.
Where except block, we will be having, it is not like only one except block, we will be having multiple except blocks over here.
Okay.
Whichever the exception has been occurred to the respective except block, control can be transferred.
Okay.
Okay, now?
Yeah.
In this program, you just take this program only. This is an arithmetic operation what we are performing.
Yeah.
In that exception, in that situation, we have got an exception. Okay, now?
Okay.
Where that is arithmetic exception. See, respective except block is there.
Okay.
Where that is arithmetic exception. This is able to handle the situation and it will display error occurred.
Okay.
You got my point, right?
Yeah.
So whenever if you have got error, immediately control has transferred to except block.
Okay.
This statement, next statement also will not be executed.
Oh, it will not be executed?
You got my point, right?
Yeah. So print C will
this
not
statement will not be executed because here itself it got failed.
Okay.
Here itself it got failed. So
Okay.
immediately control has transferred to except block.
Okay.
Where except block will be handling that situation and it will display error occurred. You can see the program output.
Okay.
Got my point, right?
Yeah, but like you told me, like okay, in the case of exception handling, it will continue the operation, right?
Yes.
Okay, so here, but here it is not continuing the operation because print C is not.
Where it is not continuing?
Because print C, like after it's showing the error occurred, like after it going to the arithmetic error, then like it should continue print C, right?
See, here what I'm speaking, say what is this program? let's say if you give this C block outside this will get executed.
Okay. Okay. So inside
You're
that
getting my
block,
point?
yeah.
Inside the block, it will not be executed.
Okay. Okay. Got it.
Getting my point?
Yeah.
Whichever, see, try block, what it will do, it will skip that step, it will go to except. After this, whatever the statements are there, that will get executed.
Okay.
So here, you just check out. When I was explaining this situation, I
Okay.
have a doubt on third line. You just assume like that.
Okay.
Only for surrounding that third line, I will keep the try block.
Okay.
Okay, na?
I got it.
Surrounding the third line only, I'll keep the try block.
Okay.
Where in that situation, if you got exception, it will handle, it will display the exception,
Then it
and
will
it
go
will
to
continue further with fourth line, fifth
fourth.
line, sixth line.
Okay. I got it.
Okay, now
Yeah.
let's suppose if you keep everything under try block, if you
Then
got
it will-
exception in third line, it will skip all these things also.
Okay.
It will not execute those things because there you got error. It will think that we have got link between third and fourth, fourth to fifth, fifth to sixth, like this. It will think and it will skip that.
Okay. You got it.
You understood my point, right?
Yeah.
If one place, if it has got failure, it will think that okay, this failure has linked with other code also, so let's skip that particular code.
Okay.
In that way, it will skip it off.
Okay. Got it.
That's what. If you think that okay, this code doesn't have link between this one and this one in the sense, you keep this code outside this except block, so that will get executed.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where I am sure that this code and this code has a link, so I have kept this one within the try block only.
Okay.
So let it skip if there is any exception. That's what I meant to say over here.
Okay. Got it.
Got it right?
Yeah.
Any doubts?
No. No.
Okay. Now we'll go for next one. For one try block, you need to have at least one except block associated to it. Remember.
Okay.
Okay, now.
Yeah.
Now let me show you one more example where we will have more than one except block. Okay, na?
Okay.
See the situation. Here I'm trying to open the file.
Okay.
What is file concept? Later we will speak. Right now,
Yeah.
just I want to show you multiple types of exceptions.
Okay.
So I'm doing this operation.
Okay.
Here I'm trying to open the file which is not existing.
Okay.
Here I have stored a value 10, b value e, c
Okay.
equal to a by b, 10 by e, which is not possible.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which is the first error you have got over here?
It should
Which
be
is the first error you have got?
okay. It should be the exception will be there, right?
No, it will be your file not found error because I'm trying to open a file
Okay.
which is not existing. So
Okay.
it will raise to file not found error. This is the first error which has occurred. Correct,
Okay.
right?
So the DDD dot test is not exiting, right? Okay. Okay. Then it will be the first error. Yeah, I got it. I thought like okay, there's a
Yeah,
DDD.
this is the first error.
Okay. I got it.
That's what I'm saying. If
Yeah.
the file is not available, this will be the first error
First
which
error.
will arise. Correct,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Now, whenever the first error has arisen, immediately control will be transferred to respective except block.
Okay.
Okay, now?
Yeah.
Now, it is file not found error. It will not look for any other errors. Okay, now?
Okay.
It will look for first error which has been occurred. Immediately it will transfer to respective matching except block. Okay, now?
Okay.
Got my point?
Yeah.
or any confusion?
No, I got it.
Okay. See, better I'll explain in this way.
Yeah, I got
See,
that point. I got it.
yeah,
I understand. Yeah.
that's what.
Bec-
First,
yeah,
whichever the
because
exception has been occurred, whichever the exception. Hmm.
so here like the DDD dot test is not available. So it's the first error. So the file not found error will be pop up first, right?
The error which will be handled.
Yeah. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. And if there's a test
Got
over
my point,
there,
right?
yeah, and if there's a DDD dot test over there, then it will go to the type error, right? Because A by B is not possible.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. And
Got
okay.
my concept, right?
Yeah. So if I can
Okay.
you please,
So
go down?
here, whichever the
Okay. So if if I put this last except handle, which is the exception, over the file not found error, will it show the exception first?
yes, correct.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Got my point, right?
Yeah.
See, whichever the exception is going to occur, if you think that this exception is going to occur first, you keep that particular exception first.
Okay. Then. Okay, I got it.
Okay, now?
Yeah. That's why you put like file not
Now,
found error
here
first.
in this program, I have expected.
Yeah.
Yeah. In this program, I have expected this file not found error will arise. So I have kept that except block.
Okay, I got it.
And I got to know that type error also might occur. So
Okay.
type error I have specified.
Okay.
By any chance, if there is any other error occurred, it will not go to this, it will not go to this, it will come to exception. Exception is the super class. I hope you understood
Yeah,
that hierarchy.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I have a
So
question.
if not subclasses, it will go to base class.
Okay. So like how we decide
Tell me.
whether okay, so here we are using the exception handle over there, right? The third one, right?
Yeah, correct.
In the same way you can use the base exception and standard
Yes.
error, right? So what's the difference between the base exception?
Yes, you can use it.
Yeah. So what's the difference between the base exception and the standard error?
See, if you are going for base exception.
Okay.
Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you.
If you are going for base exception,
Okay.
that will handle all types of exceptions.
Okay.
Same way, exception and standard error also will handle. All the three are same.
All the three.
There is no difference
Okay. Okay.
between all the three.
Okay. I got it.
Got it right?
Yeah.
Any doubts so far?
No.
Okay. Next. Now we'll go for next one. Okay, now?
Yeah.
Okay. Next one is finally. Basically, we have a situation. Let's say you just take this example only. If try block got executed, except block won't be executed. Correct, right?
Yeah.
These two blocks will get executed like mutually exclusive manner.
Okay.
You're getting my point?
Yeah.
If this block executed completely, in the sense this block will not be executed.
Okay, I got it.
If this block didn't get executed, then only this one will get executed. It is just like mutually exclusive manner.
Okay.
Got my concept?
Yeah.
Now let's assume we have got a database connection.
Okay.
Okay, no?
Yeah.
In upcoming scenarios, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
We have got a database connection.
Yeah, I have used
We have
try.
connected to that particular database.
Okay.
Hmm?
Yeah.
We'll connect to that particular database and we'll perform the operation. Okay.
Okay.
We'll connect to database and we'll perform the operation. Okay, na?
Okay.
Now, whenever if you connect to the database, whenever you are performing the operation, let's assume there is a failure.
Okay.
Okay, na?
Okay.
During that time also, we need to handle the situation exceptions.
Okay.
Got it right?
Yeah.
If there is no exception, then also we have to perform certain operations like closing connection.
Okay.
Why today there is a disturbance? It is not having proper connectivity, I hope.
Yeah, I can hear you properly.
See,
I don't. Yeah.
let me repeat it again.
Yeah, I got
If this
that.
code got executed, this
Yeah, I
code
know.
will not be.
I know. Like either
Now,
of the try or except will be working, right?
whenever, yeah,
Hello.
any one only will be executed. Is that
Okay.
clear?
Yeah, I clear. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's assume we have got a situation, database connectivity will be there.
Okay.
Okay, no?
Yeah.
If it is positive also, we have to close the connection. If it
Okay.
is negative also, we have to close the connection. Positive means we have connected to database and we have performed the transaction.
Yeah.
Negative in the sense we could not connect the database, connection has failed.
Yeah.
In both the situation, we have to close the connection. Got
Yeah.
it right?
Yeah.
Where the closing connection, you have to keep it under finally block.
Okay. So in both the
Finally is a
cases.
block of code which gets executed, yeah, both the cases,
Yeah.
exactly once in the program lifecycle.
Okay.
Got my point right?
Yeah.
Finally is a block of code which gets executed exactly once in the program lifecycle, that too at the end of the program.
Yeah. I got it.
Getting my point?
Yes.
Any doubts?
No.
Any doubts? Okay,
No.
let me run this program. Say, here there is an error.
Yeah.
Error occurred and it will show end.
Okay.
Let's suppose if there is no error.
Okay. Then also it will show send.
Yes.
Okay.
It will show the result as well as end.
Okay.
Got my point right?
Yeah.
In this way, we can display the statements which has to be executed exactly once in the program lifecycle. Got my point right?
Yes.
That is what your try and except block is all about. Okay.
Yeah.
Next, now we'll go for next one. See, there is no rule like try and except only should be there. You can have try and finally also. You can check it out over here.
Okay.
Got my point right?
Yes.
What is this try and finally will do in the sense? If you got any exception, what control will do in the sense? It will not handle that exception. It will
Okay.
directly go to finally.
Yeah.
And it will skip the handling of exceptions. Okay, na?
Okay. Yeah.
Any doubts so far?
No. Good.
Okay. Directly, you are skipping the exception handling and it is going to
Finally.
finally, and you are displaying the final statement. What you have to do.
Okay.
Got my point?
Yeah.
Any doubts so far?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Next. See. Now, this is one important thing which you have to know.
Okay.
See. Here, this is called as assertions. Assertions in the sense making sure.
Okay.
Assert is a keyword which will make sure that this condition, this situation will not arise. Okay, no?
Okay.
See, here multiplication is there.
Okay.
Multiplication, if any one of the value, if it is 0, the output will be 0. Correct, right?
Yeah.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Now, I don't want any of my operand to be 0.
Okay.
How can we avoid that?
Yeah, you can
Is
use
what
an
this assertion is all about. Okay.
Okay.
Say, here multiplication, it is taking two parameters.
Yeah.
We are checking if a is not equal to 0.
Okay.
If it is not equal to 0, then only we'll continue with next statement.
Okay.
If b is not equal to 0, we'll continue with next.
Okay.
If both are not equal to 0, then only multiplication will happen.
Okay.
Got my point, right?
Yeah.
If any one is 0, we will display a message cannot perform multiplication.
Okay.
Let's take this example. See,
Okay.
2 and 3 both are not 0.
Okay. So it
So
will
you'll get result
6. Okay.
6.
Okay.
Okay, no?
Yeah.
Let's suppose I will comment this one. I will comment this. This I'll enable. So first parameter, it is 0.
Yeah.
So it will raise an error saying
Yeah.
that cannot perform multiplication.
Okay.
Okay, no?
Yeah.
Similar way, if you go for this. Second parameter, it is 0. This will get executed properly. When it comes to this one, it failed.
Okay.
See?
Yeah.
B is not equal to 0, cannot perform multiplication.
Okay.
Like this, we can handle the exceptions. We can handle the situations over here.
Okay.
Got my point, right?
Yeah.
Any doubts?
No, good.
That's what. Okay. Can I open next one? Yes or no?
Yeah, you can go. Hello?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, exception handling, we have got try, except. Next, we have got what you say. Finally, we have got assertion, where we can handle any kind of situation and we can display the exception messages to the user based on the situation. Okay, no?
Yeah.
Next. Now we are going to start up with next concept, that is files.
Okay.
Okay, no?
Yeah.
What is meant by file?
File can be like a test
Tell
file.
me.
So like whether some information is stored.
Okay.
So it can be like
Yeah.
read only, write only, or read and write.
Okay. File is a location which is meant for holding the raw data.
Okay.
Is that clear?
Yeah.
Which is meant for holding the raw data.
Okay.
Where the file, we can have different formats of files. Like we'll have normal text file. We'll have the file which will be holding the data in the form of CSV.
Okay.
Got it, right? We'll
Yeah.
have XML files.
Yeah.
We'll have JSON files. All these things like this. We have got different set of files available.
Yeah.
Got it right?
Yeah.
Any doubts?
No.
Okay. Where first thing what we will be concentrating is we'll be concentrating on text files.
Okay.
Got my point right?
Yeah.
Where this text files are meant for holding the data in linear manner.
Okay.
Got it right?
Yeah.
Anything in any order, if you want, you can store that particular data. Any raw data, if you want to store it also, you can store it.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next. What are those modes we want to know?
We should know like whether read only is the thing.
What is meant by mode?
Mode is like since
Yes.
some file.
Basically, files can be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell me.
The permissions that the permissions that's allowed for a particular file, right? Yeah, so like it can be read
Yes.
only. Yeah, some files you can read and write.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's a different mode, right?
Yes, we'll be having different modes available for performing operations on the file.
Okay.
Okay, no?
Yeah.
What are those modes? How we can perform the operations? How to retrieve the data? In tomorrow's class, I'll show you. Okay, no?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
This conference will now be recorded.
One. Prashant, right? I have to give presenter access.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Start presenting.
Yeah. Yes, we are working on this program.
Okay. So what we have did? Is it executing?
Yes, I think we have executed.
Show me.
Okay. So we have to start MongoDB client 2, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Hit the URL.
Yeah.
Okay, go to console.
Yes. It's here.
Yes, that's what. Got my point, right? Hello.
No, sir. So they will fetch the.
So you understood, right?
Yeah. We got.
It has fetched the details. It is displaying.
Okay.
Hello.
Mm-hmm. Okay, sir.
Yeah, this is the way you have to connect to the DB. Okay, na?
Mm-hmm.
Any doubts so far?
Oh, no, sir.
Can you open next one?
Yes.
What happened? There is so
Nothing.
much communication gap is happening. Whatever I said, the time you respond, it is taking time. Okay, fine. We'll go for next example.
Mm-hmm.
Create one more web app.
Okay. Just one moment, sir.
Yeah. Create the web app and specify that configuration.
Yeah. Web app 3. Okay.
Today I'll show you Ajax calls, how to implement in Django. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have super user creation and how to create sub users, how to provide the permissions, all those things we have left out.
Okay, sir.
Apart from that, any questions if you have, if you can let me know, I can resolve all those things.
Okay.
Got my point, right?
Yes.
sir.
That's what. These two topics are left out from my side.
Okay, sir.
So created.
Yeah.
Okay. So what is meant by Ajax? We have discussed right already.
Yes.
Now today, how we can implement that Ajax calls using Django? Let me show you. Okay, no? How can I send my files here? Here I cannot send the files, right?
Yes. Not any attachment.
You got attachment?
So did you
Yes, sir.
send it?
One sec.
Okay. Yeah, I got it.
This you paste it under views.
Okay.
Okay, no?
Yes.
Why that error? HTTP response error.
Yeah, we have to change here. I think addition, right?
Sorry?
No, sir, nothing.
Why you are getting error?
We have to change here function name. Hello 3 and addition, right?
No, correct only. Okay. This is the code. You have to paste it under HTML1.html. Just now I have sent. See.
Okay.
Where you will be pasting it? Yeah. Here you create.
Yeah, HTML1.html is already there.
Okay. Yep. Replace this one with this one. It is web app, right? A web app or something else?
Web app 3.
Okay. Web app 3. Here in the URL, you just change it to web app 3.
Okay. We have to modify in HTML, right?
Yeah. Here the URL, you just change it to web app 3. What you are doing?
Nothing, sir. Oh, here or
Just change. See. First you go to HTML.
yeah.
There you
Yes.
modify it. Instead of web app, you just change it to web app 3. In that 18th line note, sir.
Oh, here. Okay, I got it.
Okay. That Ajax addition is there, right? You just copy that.
Mm-hmm.
Just copy Ajax addition.
Okay.
Copy that. Go to the code. Which one? Your PyCharm code.
Yeah.
Here, go to URLs, web app URLs,
Okay.
web app 3 URLs, not. Yeah. Here, you create one more path.
Okay.
Ajax addition, that copy that and paste it here instead of hello 3 slash.
Here, right?
Yeah. Paste it. Okay, where it has to take you?
Ajax addition.
No. Go to views. Views.
We have-
Ajax addition is there or something else is there?
No, addition only. I will change the name.
Addition.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Go to that URLs.
My project URLs, right?
No. This one only. Web app 3 URLs.
Directory URLs. Okay.
Hello 3 you just remove. Hello 3 slash you remove.
Okay.
Let it be empty.
Okay.
Slash also you remove. Yeah. Save it.
We have to remove here or not? Views dot.
That let it be. Let it be.
Okay.
Let it be.
I think we have to change the name, right?
Okay, na?
Hello. Yeah. Okay. Yes.
Okay. Go to your my project. Check whether web app 3 is configured.
Yeah, it's already configured.
Okay. Now run the project.
Okay.
Save all the files and run the project.
Yeah.
Just type web app 3 slash. That's it.
Okay. Hit.
Enter. Enter the values.
Integer values, right? Okay. Addition.
Click addition. Yeah. Button. Yeah. Click on the button. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got number 35, name equal to 35 and number equal to 65.
65. Yeah.
We are not doing addition here. We are just printing.
Okay.
Okay, na? Okay, go to the code. I'll explain.
Okay.
See, Prashant and
Yes.
Pranay, both are listening?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. See, first control will go to urls.py, which is there in my project. Go to my project urls.py. Under this, first what we are doing, web app 3 in the URL, once if you specify, it will take you to web app 3 urls.py. You getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Just go to web app 3 urls.py. In the URL, localhost 8000/web app 3 if you specify, control will go to web app 3.urls. Okay, na?
Okay.
Now under web app 3 urls.py, what we are doing, we are just slash if you type, control will go to 22nd line. From there it will go to views.hello3. It will go.
Okay.
Under web app 3 views.py, it will take you to hello3 function. Go to that. Under views.py, it will go to hello3 function. what this hello3 function is doing, it is loading html1.html.
Okay, yeah.
Correct.
Mhm.
Now go to html1.html.
Okay.
Here what we are doing, we have got two text fields, one is t1, another one is t2. On
Mhm.
click of the button, we are calling display, and that display, what it is doing, it is taking the values and it is opening that particular URL. What is that? Web app 3 Ajax addition with t1 and t2 values. Okay, now
Yes.
now go to web app 3 URLs, web app 3 urls.py. Go to that. Here Ajax addition, in the sense it will take you to views.ajax addition function. Go to that. Okay, na?
Mhm.
Ajax addition function. Here what we are doing, we are taking the t1 t2 and we are printing t1 value as name as well as t2 value as number.
Okay.
That's it, we have did. Instead of this, you take the values from there. Here you write some db code and you can insert into db. You can fetch from the db whatever you want, you can do it over here.
Okay.
Got my point, right?
Mhm.
Any doubts so far?
Yes, sir.
No, sir.
Yes or no?
No,
No.
Okay, this is what your simple Django code is all about. Got it, right?
Yes. Yes.
In Django, what we can do is we can do all kinds of operations, whatever we have learned so far, file operations, database integration, whatever it is, loggers, everything can be implemented in this fashion. That is what your Django is all about. Okay, now?
Mhm.
Any doubts?
No, sir.
Okay, just a second. I'll tell you the
Mhm.
other concept. Okay, now? Which you have to do right now. How to create admin user, all those things I'll show you.
Okay.
Okay, so go to command prompt. Control C, you press. Here what you have to do,
Okay.
one sec, I'm thinking.
Mhm.
Type this command.
Okay. Enter.
First we are migrating our Django project now.
Mhm.
Yeah, press enter.
Okay.
What is that? No migrations operations. Okay. Execute this command.
Enter.
Yeah.
Email address is not mandatory, right?
Nothing is required. You just press enter, enter, enter.
Okay. Okay, we have to. Okay.
Okay. Now, so by default it will take Prashant as a username and password, whatever you have typed, it will take. Okay, now you run your server again. See, whatever the step what we have did right now, it is just for creating admin user. Okay, na?
Yes.
Where by making use of this admin user, we can create how many ever sub users you want. Where each and every user we can specify whichever the permissions they want. That is what user management concept is all about. This is also one important topic what you have to remember.
Okay.
Now go to localhost 8000/admin
Okay.
in the browser.
Slash.
Admin. Pranay, are you listening?
Yeah. Yep. I'm noting down too.
Yeah, press enter. Enter. Press enter.
Yeah.
See, this is what your admin login screen is all about, where you need to enter your username and password and login.
Okay.
Okay, na?
Mm-hmm.
One sec. Let me see. See, here you can create different users.
Mm-hmm.
What is the purpose of the screen? I'll tell you. Whenever in a project, right,
Mm-hmm.
this particular user is maintenance guy, this particular user is admin, this particular user is developer. If you need to create different users under different groups, you can do it by making use of this particular window. Okay, na?
Okay.
Where first you can create a user, click add user, add under
Mm-hmm.
add, yeah, give some username and enter some password confirmation.
Excuse me.
About the conditions, you need to match that. Minimum 8 characters. That is, you have to remember
Yeah.
the password.
Save, right?
Yeah, save it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, na?
What happened?
Please correct the error below. Please, password is too similar to the username.
Yeah.
Okay. Now enter all these details. See the first name, last name, whether he is a active user, whether he is a staff, super status, under which group he belongs to.
Active group. Regional group, right?
We don't have any groups. We didn't create any group. Yeah.
Yeah.
See here, what are the permissions that user can do? He can just log in as admin if he wants to do the read-only operations on your server.
Mhm.
What permissions he wants, everything you can select it over here
Okay.
for that user. Got it right?
Yeah.
If you specify it as a super user, in the sense, if you give all the permission, he can do anything. He can create a user, he can add the user, he can delete the user, everything can be done. He can execute the program, everything is possible.
Okay.
Okay.
You getting my point?
Mhm.
Now, next thing is last login details. If you need to view the details, just now you have logged in, so
Mhm.
it will show empty only. Whenever if you need to get the details of last login, everything, you just log in one more time, then you can see last login whenever you have logged in, till what time to what time you were there, it will show here.
Okay.
Click on save.
Mhm.
Save it. See, Pranay has been created.
Mhm.
You getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Any doubts so far?
No.
And see, it is staff status, it is red, that means he is not active. Once if he is active, then it will turn to green. You got my point, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, click on Pranay one more time.
Okay.
Come down, enable, select that staff status.
Select the
Above only.
staff status.
Staff status.
Mhm.
Okay, save it.
Okay.
See, it has
Yeah.
turned. Now you just log out here. You just log out here, and you can log in with that Pranay username and passwords. Log in again.
Okay.
See, for this particular user, he don't have any actions. Click
Yes,
on
Sir.
my actions, nothing. As you didn't give any permission when I was creating the user,
Mhm.
here you don't have any actions to perform. Let's say if you need to delete any user, if you need to add any user, nothing he can do over here.
Okay.
Right? Because he
Yes.
don't have any permission over here. Now with this user, if you want to perform any operation in the server, it won't allow you to do because you didn't add the permissions. Got my point, right?
Mhm.
This is what your Django administration is all about. Django administration, you can create a user, you can log in into administration panel, you can edit the permissions. What a user has to do, everything can be decided with this particular Django administration only.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, na?
Mm-hmm.
Any doubts so far?
No, sir.
No.
Okay. Now we'll go for next one. Okay, na? Log out. One second.
Sir, today,
The final concept. Sorry.
today can we wind up the class before 10 minutes? Is that fine?
One sec. One more last concept is there. You can wind up your Python course only.
Oh, okay. Today is last class.
Yeah. from my side it is lost. If you have any doubts, you just let me know so that I can clarify all these things. Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay. See, this is the code which is meant for sending the mail. Copy this
Mhm.
and paste it under any of the views. That web app 3 views is there, right?
Yeah. We can use
Under web app
Web
3
3.
views, you
We don't
paste.
have anything. Okay. Web 3.
Okay. Comment. Yeah. Anyone. Align it.
Just one moment. Sir, we can give alignment in clockwise altogether.
Press tab now.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. That import SMTP lib is there, right? That you paste it on the top.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. That Mittal at the rate Aman 307 is there, right?
Uh, where, sir?
That
Oh,
16th line.
16 line.
16th line.
Yes. Yes.
Why 2 times you have copied? Why 2
Yeah.
times you have pasted?
Yeah. I think.
You remove this below one from 28th to 37. You remove.
Yeah.
No. That
We don't need this one,
Control
right?
Z.
Yeah.
We need that from 28th to down. Whatever is there, you remove.
Okay.
Remove it. See, this is the code which is meant for sending the mail from Akash test 207 to Mittal at the rate Aman 307 mail ID. Okay, na? So instead of Mittal dot Aman 307, you just specify your mail ID over there.
Okay.
Okay, na? See, we have specified that what is the message you need to send. We have defined a sample message, and we are making use of SMTP library, SMTP protocol, and Gmail 587 port address we are connecting. Okay, na?
Okay.
Then we are starting our transaction. We are logging into Gmail with the Gmail address and password.
Okay.
Got my point, right? Then after that, we are sending the mail with the message, and we are quitting our mail server.
Okay.
Okay. Any doubts so far?
No, sir.
So if you want to send a mail using Django, you can do it in this fashion. You just run once. Let's check out this mail execution. If by default SMTP lib is there in your machine, no problem. Otherwise, that 24th line you have to execute.
Okay.
Okay. Control C and start the server one more time. No
Oh,
attribute Ajax addition. Okay,
yeah.
go to web app 3 URL. That path you have to comment. This you comment it. Yeah, save it and run it again.
Okay.
Okay, now web app 3 / you type.
Okay. Enter.
Enter. See, SMTP authentication.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where is it? 3.
Come down. Scroll it down. Scroll it down.
Down, right?
Yeah.
I
Scroll
think
down.
we need to install that SMTP.
Yeah, you need to install SMTP at the same time.
Okay.
That, yeah, GSMTP now. Go to the code.
Okay.
Somewhere you type G or what?
Okay, this one, right?
Yeah, that one you execute the command. Okay, that command you execute next command also.
Okay.
And execute that pip SMTP installation, previous command.
Okay.
Okay, I think it is there already. Now you run your server.
Okay.
And hit that URL. I think this username and password credentials are wrong.
Which one?
Got my point? Open to the code.
Okay.
That
Yeah,
this
this one
one
is.
Akash test 1204 is right.
Yeah, I can use another one.
This Gmail and that particular. Yeah, you can use your Gmail ID and password if you have.
Mm, no, Gmail ID is compulsory, right?
Yeah, Gmail ID and the passwords you have to enter over there.
Okay.
So only I have used some dummy mail ID. Okay.
Okay. Now run it.
Okay. Now run it. Yeah.
We can use same too, right?
Just you can use. Username and password not accepted. See. Go to that Gmail. I'll tell you.
Oh, my Gmail
Log into
account.
the Gmail.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, this one is different.
Refresh. Okay. Log into that Gmail.
Yeah.
See that critical alert LinkedIn linked Google account you have got mail. See.
Here.
Yeah, that one only, right? You have got a mail.
No, that one is LinkedIn.
Okay, open, sir. Open your mail ID. I'll tell you.
Oh yeah.
Well, right. Check the activity.
Mm-hmm.
It is showing that someone else has used this particular credentials outside the Gmail.
Gmail.
Do you want to approve it or not? It is asking.
Yeah.
Are you listening, Pranay?
Yeah. I'm there, sir.
Is it getting late for you?
No.
Okay, just 5 minutes. If this gets approval is done, na? Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Click on yes. Save. Okay. Now we just
Do it again.
now we execute the program. Run the server again. Execute the program. It should send the mail. That's it. Hit that URL.
Username and password. Oh, one moment, sir. No. The problem is only username and password.
It is not able to log in.
Just one
Correct.
moment.
That's what.
Yeah.
Are you using correct username and passwords here?
Yes. I already log in.
Change the reply. Click on change reply.
Hmm?
Click on change reply. Yes, you have clicked. Yes, you click.
No, we have to. I think we have to use yes, no.
Do you want recently prevented from signing? No.
No, right?
No. Recently prevented from signing. Prevent. No.
Okay, I will change the password.
Okay, if it is getting late, then we can check tomorrow. Not an issue.
Okay. So tomorrow
Only
same.
thing is you need to have a proper mail ID and password.
Yeah, I will do it.
Yeah, same time only.
Okay.
And any other doubts if you have, you just let me know.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, sir.
Sir, please
Already this
upload all
program I
the
have tested. It is working fine in my machine. Okay, no?
Okay,
Okay,
okay.
sir.
Sorry.
And please upload all the lectures with date, please.
Yes, sir. I'll upload that. Okay, no?
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Any doubts, you just let me know tomorrow. Okay.
Sure.
Yeah, for sure, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Fine. Bye.
Bye, sir.